Welcome to the Copperton Mine and Railroad. Today we're going to talk about Bingham High School. It had 5 different locations, 3 up here in Bingham. So stay tuned. Bingham High School. We're talking about Bingham High School today. It is an important part of Bingham Canyon's history. Bingham High School had 5 different homes, moving several different times around Bingham, and then down to Copperton, and now down to South Jordan, Utah. Bingham Canyon was a League of Nations. People from all over the world came here to work. They brought their own customs and cultures, religions. By 1912, 65% of Bingham's people were foreign-born, making it the most ethnically diverse place in the state. In 1908 was the first beginning of the Bingham High School. The first graduating class was in 1912. It had 5 students. Quote, "We are only 5, but we mean to show our loving parents and our teachers that the hours of toil and worry they have spent trying to instill in us the principles of right living have not been wasted. We leave the school our love and gratitude." Unquote. The early years of Bingham High School was the start of many traditions. The nickname, the miners came, school colors, royal blue and white. The class of 26 and 27 started B-Day. April 8th, 1927, they will construct a large B on the mountainside. Over the years, it will be enlarged and then whitewashed. Here's some pictures of them whitewashing. This is a pretty recent picture. In 2018, they'll put lights on the B. That same year, September, they'll have the lighting ceremony. My son and his family went to the lighting of the B. Living in South Jordan, all 3 of my children attended Bingham High School. His wife went to one of those schools on the east side. While waiting, she overheard 2 older gentlemen talking about living in Bingham and then in Copperton. They talked about the diversity and the ethic and the culture of the families that lived up in Bingham, and how the people of the other countries really felt that this was the land of opportunity and worked hard to fulfill the American dream, what they did, and were happy in that pursuit. She told me that there was a spirit there that night, and her view of Bingham was forever changed. So anyway, let's take a moment and look at some of these pictures of the Bingham High School and its different locations through the years. Now, these first 2 pictures are not the high school, but really early pictures of the school up in Markham Gulch. I just love these older photographs of this old school up in here. Look at this little winding road that went up to it. And then this is the backside of it. You can see that little bridge that went over that stream. Note the cupola on the roof. This 1898 Stanford Fire Insurance map might show that location where that school was up in Markham Gulch. I think that's it. Anyway, Bingham High School was established in 1908, like we said, in the rooms on the 2nd floor of Canyon Hall. Now, here's some pictures of that Canyon Hall location. Well, it was at the beginning of Markham Gulch, and look at some of these pictures. You can see the Markham Bridge, that large Markham Bridge in the background. It's on in this picture right here. And then the bottom pictures right here shows just the roof line, the cupola, and note in this picture it has the aerial tram. You can see the buckets up there, and the aerial tram going over Markham Gulch. So that's pretty neat. Then they'll be here until 1912 with that first graduating class. Then in 1910, they'll start construction on the new Bingham High, and that will be part of a $923,000 school complex. And this is on the north side of the main street. So these pictures show that high school on the left there. And this Standboard Fire Insurance map, this 1913 Standboard Fire Insurance map, has it labeled. It was said that the doors of the high school opened right onto Main Street. They didn't have very much room. And this will be in this location, 1912 until 1925. They even have a little colorized, I think that's a postcard of it right there. Anyway, now they bus students in from Copperfield, Highland Boy, and even Lark, and they had horse-drawn buses. We got a picture of those horse-drawn buses right here. Isn't this cool? Up to the front door, and they're dropping the students off. Buses pulled by horses. That's neat. Let's go back in time and look at this colorized postcard of Bingham Central before they built the high school. And then the Standboard map 1907 of that location. And this is where they'll build that whole complex of the high school, the grade school, and then they'll build a gymnasium at the end there. Now, the Standboard map in 1929, and the high school has moved across the street now, and so you can see it's labeled the old high school, and you can see that complex in that 1929 map, and they have built that gymnasium, so all three of the buildings are right there. In 1935, the American Legion will take over that gymnasium, and then it will become the Civic Center. Now, we have quite a few pictures of that Civic Center over time, and let's take a look at those. Then in 1925 until 1931, they'll move across the street in this bluish brick building. The students will call it the Old Blue Prison. After 1931, it will become the new Bingham Central School. And you can see the 1929 map of that location there. But then here's some pictures of the later pictures of that Bingham Central School. This is a 1952 picture, and this is in the back of the building. They had a flood came in the back of the building. And these other two pictures are taken in April of 1960. So these are some pictures of that Bingham Central. The fourth location, they'll move down to Copperton, and this will be from 1931 to 1975. This will be a large and beautiful school, and it's designed by the architectural firm of Scott and Welch. Scott and Welch is the same who designed the houses and the community of Copperton. The school cost $350,000. Here's some pictures of Scott and Welch and the architects there. We have a lot of pictures of Bingham High when it was here at Copperton. We even have drawings of it right here. It's kind of neat. A lot of people really loved this school and the look of it, and had a lot of fond memories when it was here in Copperton. We even have some nice inside pictures of that school. This is an interesting thing. The stadium back of the building for the baseball and football was part of the WPA project. They helped build that. So we'll just take a moment and look at the pictures of Bingham High when it was up in Copperton. You see these overhead pictures. See the community of Copperton right there, and then the high school's to the top. And you can see that baseball diamond up there. Isn't that sweet how it is up in that hillside? Here's a view of the back of the building. That's kind of neat. And we have some inside pictures of it, like I said. And it's kind of neat because I was a beet digger. They're going to play the beet diggers. I got a sign up there. Then in 1975, the high school will move down to South Jordan. The student body will vote to keep the name Bingham High School. Here's some pictures of that South Jordan location. That's where it is today. The middle school will take over the old high school up in Copperton. My oldest daughter attended that middle school, and she loved it there. She still talks fondly about her time up in Copperton, going to the middle school up there. Now, Rio Tinto will purchase the property, and then over time they'll consider moving the offices in there, but it will remain empty for a few years, and then in 2002 they'll demolish it, the one up in Copperton. Here's some sad pictures of the end of the Bingham High School up in Copperton. So that's a short little history of Bingham High School.